Objective of this standard is determination and presentation of earning per share and to improve the comparison of performance. Focus of this statement is on the denominator of the earning per share calculation. Scope of the standard. Applicable to the enterprise whose equity shares or potential equity shares are listed on a recognized stock exchange in India. But if the above criteria is not satisfied, but still the enterprise who is reporting earning per share in its financial statement should follow this accounting standard. Now there are basically two types of EPS. Number one is basic earning per share, shortly we call it BEPS, and number two is diluted earning per share, shortly we call it DEPS. These are to be shown on the face of the statement of profit and loss of the company. Now to compute earning per share, we have to divide by total number of equity shares outstanding. Now, some of the shares outstanding as on the last date of the year may be issued during some part of the year. So we cannot say that the capital raised by issuing those new equity shares have been used throughout the year. In such a case, it is necessary to compute weighted number of equity shares so that exact correlation between capital and profit earned can be established. So the basic formula to find out basic earning per share is earning for equity shares holders divided by not only number of equity shares, but we should say it's a weighted number of equity shares. Now to find it out, we need a profit, and profit in this case is net profit or loss for the period, that is after tax, but less preference dividend on non-cumulative preference shares if only provided, and preference dividend on cumulative preference share even if it has not been provided during the year, because they are cumulative preference shares. If the dividend cannot be paid for current year because of inadequacy of the profit, then that dividend is to be paid, will have to be paid in the next year. So resultant figure would be earning for equity shares, and which will be used in this formula. Let us take practical case on weighted number of equity shares. On 1/1/2011, 1,800 equity shares was outstanding. On 31/5/2011, 600 equity shares newly issued. On 1/11/2001, 300 equity shares are bought back. Compute weighted number of equity share. So here in this case, if we make a table, then on 1/1/2001, total number of shares outstanding were 1,800. On 31/5/2001, 600 equity shares have been newly issued, and on 1/11/2001, 300 equity shares have been bought back. So what we can say effectively here is 1,800 shares were outstanding for 5 months, that is from January to May, total 5 months. Now 2,400 share, that is 1,800 plus this 600, total 2,400 share were outstanding for the period of another 5 months, that is say from 5th month to 11th month, another 5 months, and total 2,100 share. Now it is 2,400 minus 300 because the shares have been bought back, were outstanding for a period of only 2 months, that is 11th month and 12th month. It's a calendar year. So it's very necessary to check whether we have total 12 months or not. And yes, here we have total 12 months, 5 plus 5 plus 2. So effectively speaking, 9,000 shares are weighted shares. Here it is 12,000 shares weighted shares, and here it is 4,200 weighted share. So if we total it up, then it becomes 25,200 share. So now weighted number of equity share, is equal to 25,200 total weighted share divided by total number of shares, which are total number of month, we should say, which are 12 months. So effectively it is 2100 share. So 2100 share is our answer of weighted number of shares. Let us take another case on weighted number of share, but here in this case the most important thing which we have to learn is about bonus share. Now the bonus shares have been given from company's own profit. So here we have to presume in this kind of sum, we have to presume that the bonus shares were issued at the beginning of the year. At whatever point the bonus have been issued during the year, say maybe after 4 months of starting of the year, after 6 months, but here to compute EPS under AS20, we have to presume that the bonus is at the beginning of the one, because bonus is given from company's own profit. तो इसको बाद में इश्यू किया या पहले इश्यू किया, उससे नंबर ऑफ शेयर या प्रॉफिट एंड कैपिटल के को रिलेशन में कोई फर्क पड़ता नहीं है. अगर शेयर की कैपिटल नहीं लगी थी तो वही रिजर्व बिजनेस में लगी थी जिसमें से आपने बोनस इश्यू किया, तो पहले भी वो शेयर्स जैसे कि थे ऐसा हमें मानना होता है. तो इट्स वेरी क्लियर. नाउ लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड इट हियर. 1/1/2001 the shares was 20 lakhs. 1/10/2011 bonus is issued for every one share. There are two bonus. Net profit for 2000 is 18 lakh and net profit for 2001 is 60 lakhs. We have to compute basic EPS for 2001 and restated EPS for 2000. Let us first compute the basic EPS for 2001. What is the numerator here? The numerator is profit for 2001, which is 60 lakhs, and divided by number of share. Now the number of shares are interesting part here. 20 lakh shares were outstanding and plus the bonus have been issued. 2 bonus share for every 1 share. So naturally they are going to be 40 lakhs. So here number of share are 60 lakhs divided by 60 lakhs. So the EPS is ₹1. Now let us find out the restated EPS. The restated EPS for 2000. Here also the numerator will be the profit for that year, and which is given 80 lakhs in our case, but divided by number of share. Now concentrate here, this is the main point. Number of shares are going to be 60 lakhs. So it's very surprising कि हमने तो 60 लाख शेयर्स 2001 में किए, तो फिर उसको 2000 में लिखने की ज़रूरत क्या है. नाउ यही तो AS20 है. वो कहता है कि हमें दोनों साल के बीच में कंपैरिजन बनाए रखना है. क्या बनाए रखना है? कंपैरिजन. अब अगर कंपैरिजन बनाए रखना हो तो हमें नेचुरली ऐसा एक बार मानना पड़ेगा जस्ट टू रीस्टेट द ईपीएस. इससे उस साल का ईपीएस कोई बदल नहीं जाता है, ईपीएस वही का वही रहेगा. बट इस साल इन दिस फाइनेंशियल ईयर, इन दिस फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट हम ऐसा बताना चाहते हैं कि अगर वो ईपीएस जो कि 2000 का था उसको रीस्टेट किया होता तो हो जाता 18 लैक्स डिवाइड बाय 60 लैक्स इज इक्वल टू 0.30. सिर्फ 30 पैसा ही ईपीएस उस साल के लिए होता. सो दिस इज द फंडा हियर. व्हाट इज द मेन पॉइंट वंस अगेन हियर? इफ वी हैव इश्यूड बोनस शेयर ड्यूरिंग द ईयर, वी हैव टू प्रिज्यूम दैट द bonus have been issued at the beginning of the year. Effect of right issue of shares. What is right issue? Right is given to existing shareholders to purchase shares newly issued by the company at concessional rate. Now it includes some part of bonus in it. Theoretical X right price. Now this is very necessary computation for restated EPS. So what is the formula for that? Theoretical X right price of a share is equal to market capitalization before the right issue plus proceeds from right issue divided by total number of shares after right issue. Now what is the meaning of market cap before right issue? Number of shares into market price before right issue, and in the denominator there should be total number of share after right issue. Now suppose 1 lakh share was outstanding before right issue and 50,000 shares are issued under right issue scheme, then the total number of share will be 1 lakh before right issue plus 50,000 of right issue is equal to 1,50,000 shares. Now what will be the adjustment factor? Adjustment factor is a fair value of the share before right divided by X right price. So this will give you some factor which will be useful in counting earning per share, and this concept will be more lightened in the practical computation. Let us take example of effect of right issue of shares. On 1/1/2001, equity shares outstanding were 5 lakhs. On 1/3/2001, issued one new share for 5 share at the rate of 15. This is about right issue. Fair value of the share before right is 21. Net profit for 2000 is 11 lakh and net profit for 2001 is 15 lakh. We have to find out EPS for 2001 and restated EPS for 2000. So here our first and foremost step is going to be to compute theoretical ex-right price of the share. Theoretical ex-right price of the share. Now, what is the formula for that? It is market cap before the right issue. So here market cap before the right issue is 21 into 5 lakhs. This is market cap before the right issue plus proceeds of right issue. So proceeds of right issue is going to be 15 per share into right issue will be of 1 lakh share, because 1 share for every 5 is to be given, divided by total number of shares after right issue, which is 5 lakh share plus 1 lakh, that is right issue. So total number of shares are going to be 6 lakh. So here 21 into 5 lakhs is going to be 1 crore 5 lakhs. 1 crore 5 lakhs plus 15 into 1 lakh is 15 lakhs. It is 15 lakhs divided by total number of share, which are 6 lakhs. So theoretical X right price is going to be rupees 20 here. So this is my first step. Now what will be the second step? The second step is to find out the adjustment factor. Now what is this adjustment factor? The formula to find out adjustment factor is market price of share before right issue, which is 21 here, divided by theoretical X right price, which we found out in step 1 as 20. So the answer is 1.05. So this is again very important step for stating EPS. Theoretical X right price, which we found out 20, and the adjustment factor, which we found out 1.05. Now after finding out the answer of the two basic steps, number 1 is theoretical X right price, which we found rupees 20, and number 2 is adjustment factor, which we found 1.05. Now it's a time to find out the EPS. Let us first find out restated EPS for the year 2000, right? Now what is the profit for 2000? The profit for 2000 is 11 lakh. So let us put 11 lakh as the numerator and divide it by what is the number of share for restatement of EPS. Number of share will be 5 lakh share into the main point here is adjustment factor, which we found 1.05. So to restate the EPS, we have to follow this procedure. 11 lakh divided by here number of shares are going to be 5 lakh and 25,000. Now this 25,000 can be taken as bonus element, as we have seen in the previous slides, right? So the answer here is going to be 11 lakh divided by 5 lakh 25,000 is 2.10 roughly per share. So this is restatement of EPS for 2000. Let us now find out EPS for the year 2001. Now this is going to be very interesting for you, so please concentrate here. What is the formula to find out EPS? That is profit divided by weighted number of equity share. The formula to find out EPS is going to be profit divided by weighted number of equity share, right? Here we have issued right on 1/3/2001, so we have to find out weighted number of share. Now what is profit here? Profit for 2001 is 15 lakhs. So on the numerator part we have to put 15 lakhs, which is a profit here, divided by, now this is the main point of concentration for you, divided by number of share 5 5 lakh number of share into the main point is again adjustment factor of 1.05 and into the time period. What is the time period for this? From 1/1/2001 it is to 1/3/2001. So we can say this is for 2 months only. So it is 2 divided by 12. This will give the proper weight to number of shares. And for another share it is 6 lakh share. Now why 6 lakh? Because 5 lakh share were outstanding plus 1 lakh share of right issue into what will be the time factor for this? From 3rd month to 12th month. So this is going to be total 10 months for this. So 10 divided by 12, this will give proper weight to the share. And if we compute whole of the bunch here, then we will get 2.55, which is going to be the EPS for 2001. So this is the whole procedure to find out EPS and restated EPS in the case of right issue. Diluted earning per share. Now here we have to understand the most important terminology of the chapter, potential equity shares. Potential equity shares which will be converted in equity shares in future, like convertible preference shares, convertible debentures, option etc. अगर ऐसा हो जाए कि जो डिबेंचर हमने कन्वर्टिबल रखे हैं वो इक्विटी में कन्वर्ट हो जाए तो ईपीएस के अंदर क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? दिस इज द मेन पॉइंट हियर. What can be the formula of diluted earning per share? The formula is same as basic earning per share, that is earning for equity shareholders divided by weighted number of equity shares. But here earning is after adding back interest, dividend of dilutive instruments and weighted number of shares after assuming conversion of dilutive instruments. Let us take practical case on diluted EPS. On 1/1/2001, shares outstanding were 50 lakhs. 12% convertible debentures are there, that is 1 lakh, and which are to be converted in 10 equity shares for 1. Now net profit for the period is 1 crore rupees. Calculate basic EPS and diluted EPS. Let us first find out the basic EPS. The basic EPS is going to be profit for equity shareholders divided by number of shares. Now the profit here is 1 crore. So let me write 1 crore divided by number of shares. Number of shares are naturally 50 lakh shares. So divided by 50 lakhs. So it's very clear that the basic EPS here is rupees 2. So there will not be any problem to compute basic EPS क्योंकि वो तो जैसे हम normally गिनते हैं वैसे ही गिनना होता है. But the point here which we have to learn is diluted EPS. Now in this case we have to restate the profit as we have seen in the before that profit को restate करने की ज़रूरत है. कैसे करेंगे restate? एक बार ऐसा मान लेते हैं कि ये जो कन्वर्टिबल डिबेंचर यहाँ पे है वो कन्वर्ट हो गए. अगर वो कन्वर्ट हो गए तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि उसका जो इंटरेस्ट हमें पहले चुकाना पड़ता था वो अब चुकाना नहीं पड़ेगा, तो उस इंटरेस्ट को हमें प्रॉफिट में ऐड करना पड़ेगा. बट द मेन पॉइंट इज आफ्टर टैक्स हमें देखना होता है. नाउ इन दिस क्वेश्चन द टैक्स इज नॉट गिवन टू अस. लेट अस प्रिज्यूम दैट द टैक्स रेट इज से 30%. फाइन. So what will be the profit here? Restated profit. Restated profit is going to be like this: 1 crore, which is our profit, existing profit, and इसमें हमें प्लस करना पड़ेगा जो इंटरेस्ट हमने सेव किया, बिकॉज हम क्या प्रिज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि डिबेंचर ऑलरेडी इक्विटी में कन्वर्ट हो गए. देखिए पहले हमारा जो डिबेंचर का इंटरेस्ट यहाँ पे था वो था 1,00,000 12% के डिबेंचर थे और उसके ऊपर हमें जो इंटरेस्ट देना था वो देना था 12%. नाउ हियर ये 1 लाख जो डिबेंचर है वो तो नंबर ऑफ डिबेंचर है, इनटू कर देता हूँ मैं ₹100. सो वो हो जाएगा आपका 1 crore which is debenture capital. So 1 crore into 12% is going to be 12 lakhs. So the interest on debenture is going to be 12 lakhs here. And अगर हम इस इंटरेस्ट को रिवर्स कर दे प्रॉफिट के अंदर तो इस 12 लाख का सिर्फ 70% ही हमें ध्यान में लेने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी ना। वाई 70%? क्योंकि 30% तो टैक्स होगा, जो टैक्स हमारे प्रॉफिट से कट जाएगा, हम अगर इसको इंटरेस्ट की तरह नहीं चुकाते और प्रॉफिट की तरह चुकाते। सो ये हो जाएगा 8,40,000, राइट। सो टू रीस्टेट द प्रॉफिट हमें 8,40,000 को ऐड करना पड़ेगा हमारे एग्जिस्टिंग प्रॉफिट में और उसको डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स, और यहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स जो हो जाएंगे वो 50 लाख तो रहेगा ही, प्लस करना पड़ेगा अगर ये डिवेंचर इक्विटी में कन्वर्ट हो गए तो 1 लाख इंटू 10, 1 लाख इंटू 10 यानी कि और 10 लाख हमारे शेयर्स बढ़ जाएंगे। सो नाउ माय फाइनल आंसर इज हियर 1,08,40,000 that is profit, and divided by 50 lakhs plus 10 lakh is going to be 60 lakhs number of share. So here my EPS is going to be roughly 1.0806. So this is diluted earning per share. आप ये समझे यहाँ पे कि जो मेन फंडा है वो क्या है। मेन फंडा ये है कि अगर मेरे डिबेंचर जो कि इक्विटी में फ्यूचर में कन्वर्ट होने वाले हैं, वो अगर कन्वर्ट हो जाते, हम अगर हम प्रिज्यूम कर ले कि वो कन्वर्ट हो गए, तो मेरा ईपीएस क्या होगा। ये एक तरीके से एक इनसाइट देता है कि कंपनी का अभी का ईपीएस क्या है, दैट इज 2 रुपीज, और नेक्स्ट नियर फ्यूचर के अंदर वो ईपीएस 1.0806 हो जाने वाला है। तो थोड़ा सा लॉन्ग टर्म कंपनी का फ्यूचर हमें दिखता है, जो शेयर होल्डर का और एनालिसिस्ट का एक बेनिफिट हो सकता है। If you enjoyed the explanation given in the video, then for attending regular classroom sessions, join Live Studies for Commerce or contact on 78783 77880. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.